Hello, and welcome to today's edition of the Daily Stand-Up. My name's Lee Henson, president and founder of Agile, and without any further ado, let's get started. Over the past couple of days, we've been discussing the role of the product owner and the supporting analysts that would help the product owner in order to make sure that they have everything they need to be successful in creation and maintenance of a stack-rank product backlog. Today, we're going to continue with that pattern. And before we start, I want to remind you that if you haven't listened to either of the other two episodes, that it's important for you not to do a role-to-role comparison here. If you try to say, well, this role doesn't exist in my organization, or, if this role does exist, that it's not exactly what they do verbatim, we're going to have a hard time, we're going to clash, and you're not going to understand the importance of identifying the people who could be fulfilling these responsibilities. So we kindly request that you focus on the responsibilities that are being fulfilled and identify even to the nature of personally, by name, who might be there fulfilling these responsibilities. And this individual may be different from product to project or project to project that you're working on. So we want to make sure that you take an opportunity to identify who this individual is and leverage them to help you so that you can be successful in the implementation of your product owner responsibilities. And in no way is this person intended to replace the responsibilities of the product owner, nor should they be joint product owners. There's always only one product owner. I want to make sure I emphasize that in every one of these episodes. There's only one, but it doesn't mean that the product owner can't have assistance. So in this case, we encourage the product owner to seek out those who can help them gain footing, and those who can help them just really better understand the needs of the organization in this case. Today we're going to talk about the role of functional analyst. Now, functional analyst to me is the strategic master voice behind the scenes. This person has a full-time responsibility already doing something typically on the business side of the house, where they attend all the business meetings and they're often found with the executive team. And this is the person that's representing your group. And the executive may ask this person, now, is that something your organization can do? Is that something you can take care of? And this person's always, oh, yes, of course, absolutely, yes, no problem. This person doesn't have a no bone in their body. No matter what it is that the team, or no matter what it is the organization asks for, this person is always eager to say yes and get it out there and get it done. Now, the good news is this is going to help us grow as an organization. It'll help the stock price go through the roof. But the bad news is this also sets false hope and false expectation, because in many instances, there's no way that this person can fulfill all the things that they're making promises for. So this person, in my opinion, I often use this joke in class, this is the person who puts the word fun in dysfunction. They are the star of this group, but they also are the one that's the hardest to wrangle and get your head around. So while this person is off making promises that our butt can't cash, right, writing checks that our butt can't cash, this person is also responsible for doing things that are going to help the organization better understand what direction they need to go strategically. So this person often is tasked with understanding priority implicitly. Now, with it being priority, I want to make sure I'm clear here. Priority does not equal importance. This sounds like a whole separate podcast to me, but priority does not equal importance. To me, priority equals urgency, because I can't remember the last time a product owner came to me and said, hey, listen, Joel, I have this very unimportant thing I need you to work on. They're not going to do that. And that might be the cause or the reason why we hear a product owner often say that everything is either high, really high, or really, really high priority. They have that moment, that moment where they think that everything has to be high and everyone has to be high, and it's a crazy moment, and we can't go there. I think it's more important for us to recognize that this individual is confused between what the word priority means and what to associate it with. Now, if you take the word priority and you associate it with urgency, and you explain to this individual and to all those involved that we understand that everything you're asking for is of high importance. If it wasn't of high importance, you wouldn't take the time to ask us for it anyway. So out of all of these highly important things that you're asking us to do, which ones have the greatest urgency? Which ones need to be delivered today? Do we have any outstanding promises or expectations that we're going to deliver by a certain time frame? What is it that we promised, and how can we make sure that we live up to those promises? So I think it's important for us to understand that the functional analyst is the person behind the scenes who's interacting with the leadership team, who interacts with us on a part-time basis with the product owner and the other analysts to help them understand strategically what direction we should be going in. The bonus here, the sham wow, if you will, is that this individual also helps keep the business analyst in check. So we talked about the business analyst understanding the wants, needs, whims, and desire of the consumer and how they are often whimsical and bouncing all over the place. This is the person who keeps them in check and can grab them by the shoulders and say, hey, get a hold of yourself. We need to all be on the same page here. And I think it's this person who helps us really make decisions that make sense. Even though at times this person can seem like they're overpromising, I think that at the end of the day, this person wants us to be successful. They want us to really be able to dig in. They want us to have great opportunities and to have great products and services. So I almost think that this person is probably the most closely aligned with the product owner, because they want to make sure that we're doing everything that we need to do. It's just they're more aligned at a strategic or at an enterprise level as opposed to an individual or a user level. So while the product owner is focused on the overarching strategy and direction of the product, and they're the final decision maker, and they're an individual who has one sole purpose, and that's to create, maintain a product backlog and make sure that we're doing everything we can to help the teams be successful. The business analyst focuses on the consumer and their wants, needs, and desires. The functional analyst now focuses strategically on which things are going to be in the best interest of the organization and helps push us in that direction so that we're building things, because the truth is sometimes the consumers don't exactly know what they want, or they think they know what they want, and what they're asking for isn't in line strategically with what makes sense for the business or organization at that time. So in summary, it's important for us to understand how each of these analysts are different. Now, this one does not require full-time coverage or full-time dedication to the product owner. This one is just a part-time add-on who serves in a different role altogether, but donates a percentage of their time to the product owner to help make sure strategically we have a good understanding of what direction we're trying to go in, and helps us make sure we maintain that understanding going forward so we can make sure strategically we're helping the organization move in a direction that makes sense. So that does it for today's edition of the Daily Stand-Up. I hope you took away something of value. As always, we encourage you to visit agiledad.com, where you can learn more about this and many other exciting topics, and we encourage you to subscribe both to this podcast and to our YouTube channel, where we're adding lots and lots of information. We're also in the process of updating a lot of information. We're totally excited. We have lots of classes and courses and other things coming up. We have some pretty exciting free webinars also on the way, so make sure you take a look at those. As always, we encourage you to stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile. Until next time, take care.